Unbelievable, guys. Massive jubilation in Southeast as Simon Ekpa agrees to stop killing. Gives federal government conditions. Details will shock you. Welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for coming out here. If you are just joining us, please kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. In what could be described as a relief to the people of the southeastern part of the country, particularly those who have lost their loved ones to the agitating for an independent Biafran nation, Simon Ekpa has finally agreed to a ceasefire and used a non-kinetic approach to achieve their dream. The Finland-based separatist, who referred to himself as the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, made this known while responding to the call by the federal government to resolve the crisis in the region without killing and destruction of properties. He, however, made fresh demands from the government, stressing that the federal government of Nigeria must first release the leader of the group, Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in custody for years, since he was repatriated to the country. He added that the Tinubu-led government must also acknowledge the map presented by Brigade by declaring a referendum for the region. Speaking further, he said the Nigerian authority must order the evacuation of the military personnel across the Biafran land and remove all the security checkpoints in the region. We demand the withdrawal of all military and other Nigerian forces from Biafran territory. The Nigerian government must acknowledge that the Biafran government in exile, presenting 40 states from Old South and Southeast, and these states will be called the United States of Biafra, in line with the demand of the Northern Elders Forum to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, he said. This comes a few hours after Simon Ekpa stated that the only reason the Biafran fighters have declared war on the Aso Rock and engaged the military at the government house in an attack is that Nnamdi Kanu has not regained his freedom. He had earlier revealed that the fighters of the separatist group were in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, waiting for the next order. Meanwhile, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has called on his supporters to maintain a heightened state of vigilance as they await the crucial Supreme Court judgment on his incarceration scheduled for December 15. Kanu, a prominent figure in the pursuit of Biafran independence, has emphasized the importance of focus and resilience in the face of potential disruptions orchestrated by what he refers to as fitty colonists seeking to destabilize the situation ahead of the court decision. This plea for vigilance was conveyed during a meeting between Kanu and his legal team at the Department of State Service DSS facility in Abuja on Tuesday. Aloy Ejimako, Kanu's special counsel, shared the leader's message, urging supporters to remain watchful against any attempt to rock the boat in the days leading up to the judgment. Nnamdi Kanu's legal saga dates back to his arrest in June 2021 in Kenya, where he was subsequently subjected to extraordinary rendition. Upon his return to Nigeria, the federal government initially charged him with a 4-count pre-rendition charge. However, the charges were later amended by the former Attorney General of Nigeria, Abubakar Malami, who replaced or bet 1 count with a 14-count charge related to terrorism and membership in a prescribed organization. The legal proceedings took various turns with the Federal High Court in response to applications reducing the charges to 7 counts. Eventually, the Court of Appeal quashed these charges. Despite being discharged and acquitted, Kanu remains in custody, prompting concerns and protests from the supporters who believe his continued detention is unjust. Aloy Ejimakor took to a social media to share Kanu's directive following the meeting with his legal team. In a post on his X handle, Ejimakor wrote, "Update. I just exited today's visitations with Onyendo, hashtag Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the company of my colleague, Barrister Mandela." He directed that as we count down to December 15, the loyal and faithful should be vigilant to any plot by the fifth colonist to rock the boat and pin the blame on our people. As December 15 approaches, the anticipation surrounding the Supreme Court judgment heightens, putting the spotlight on Nnamdi Kanu's situation and the broader implication for the Biafran movement. The prolonged legal battle and Kanu's continued detention have become a focal point of discussions both nationally and internationally. Despite his discharge and acquittal, Kanu's incarceration persists, raising questions about the adherence to legal processes and the rule of law in Nigeria. His case has become symbolic of larger issues related to human rights, freedom of expression, and the right to self-determination. In response to Kanu's call for vigilance, supporters have expressed their commitment to remaining on alert in the days leading up to the Supreme Court ruling. Protests and advocacy efforts are expected to intensify as the Biafran movement seek justice and the release of their leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So guys, what's your take on this? Kindly share your thoughts on the comment section below. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Thank you.